Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Alexi and this is Soto-Tek. In this video, I want to talk about these two devices which you can now find for as low as 250 pounds, euros or dollars in the case of the S10 Plus and 320 pounds, euros or dollars for the S10 5G. I will start by saying that when these two phones, or the S10 series in general, came out in 2019, I almost hated them for only one reason: this pillip-shaped cutout or hole punch on the screen that really annoyed me. Now, seeing the road Samsung has come down to lately, removing features like the headphone jack, micro SD card, Samsung Pay, etc., I now have a different take on them, even if I still despise this. The reality is that these two phones are more complete than most, if not all, of the recent newer phones, and at their current prices, you should definitely consider them over any of the recent releases, be it from Samsung itself, Xiaomi, Oppo, OnePlus, etc. And even iPhones if you don't really care about OS and all you want is a very good phone at a very good price. Let's start with the screen. Pill-shaped cutout aside, these two phones have a WQHD Plus dynamic AMOLED screen, the highest screen resolution you can find in this price range and even more expensive phones. I doubt you can find any of the new released phones in this price range with such a high resolution screen. Yes, it is curved, which is not a cup of tea for many, but the screen quality is undeniable. Now, they don't come with the 90 or 120 Hz refresh rate everyone is constantly talking about and saying that they cannot live without it now, blah blah blah. But I personally don't care about that. I haven't personally seen any real advantage in terms of user experience with these high refresh rates. I have had no issues whatsoever going back to 60 Hz. I didn't feel like I was missing anything, and I'm personally happy with 60 Hz. If the phone is properly optimized, it will run nice and smoothly regardless of the refresh rate. That's all I have to say about this. Another thing I don't personally like and I consider a downside, but it also keeps getting a lot of praise and considered to be a requirement for the so-called premium category and feel, is that they are made of glass back. Once again, as I have said many times before, I personally don't think glass back makes your phone more premium, it just makes it more fragile. That's my personal opinion. However, if you truly believe that glass back makes your phone more premium, well, you have it here too. Another thing, these two phones come with very good stereo sound, which, to be honest, you can also find in a lot of newer phones in this price range, but not all of them. And look at this. What do we have here? The old and still useful headphone jack, which I still value a lot. The S10 Plus also comes with micro SD card slot to expand your internal memory, another feature being unnecessarily removed lately. Sadly, not on the S10 5G, but the base model is at least 256 GB, and at its current price, I could give it a pass, though I would have preferred it more with expandable memory. The S10 Plus, unlike the S10 5G, also comes with a heart rate monitor, something that might not be a deal breaker for a lot of people, but I'm glad it's here and I do use it occasionally. Now, the S10 5G doesn't come with micro SD card or heart rate monitor, but unlike the S10 Plus, it is 5G future-proof. Though, I personally don't think you should make your purchase decision based on this feature right now. I don't think 5G will take over 4G for at least the next 4 or 5 years, but it is here and it is another feature you might want anyway. They also have wireless and reverse wireless charging, a combo not available in newer releases in this price range, if those features are also important to you. And They both have Samsung Pay too. In terms of OS updates, they will get or are already getting Android 12 with the latest Samsung's One UI version. They won't get Android 13, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. We already have a lot of useful features. Even Android 12 is mostly just cosmetic changes. I don't really see any massive changes coming with future OS updates. Let's talk about the cameras. This is another area where both phones are either on par or even easily beating a lot of phones at this price range and even more expensive ones. And I think you should be very happy with them. These are still very competent cameras. They come with basically everything, including portrait videos with all of the background effects, Pro Mode for pictures and videos. You can also record up to 4K 60 frames per second with the rear and the front-facing cameras on both phones. In a nutshell, these two phones are as complete as you can get. Apart from the processors and minor camera improvements of recent years you may or may not notice, these are true flagships still in all their glory with mid-low range prices. The real flagship killers you should definitely consider over basically anything else that has come out recently and even some phones coming this year. Don't fall for the hype around new releases. These two are beasts of phones, even now in 2022. Okay, that's it for this video. What do you think? See you in the next one. Hasta la vista.